What's up, guys? Average Kiwi Guy here. How y'all doing? So, Flash Day. So you guys know what that means. We got to check out the new We've checked out the new episode. We're reacting to what happened, everything like that. All the stuff that's happened. It was pretty. It was a far better episode than last week. So we'll go with that. But you guys know the drill. It's big spoilers coming up right now. I'm gonna spoil the entire episode, not holding back. So if you have not seen this episode, go and watch it. That way you guys will know what we're talking about. You know what we're talking about. Then come on back and you'll know what you know what we're getting into and what we're talking about, things like that. Okay? I don't want to ruin it for anyone. All right? So spoilers coming up. All right. So, Wrath of Sabotage. This episode was like the culmination of every single mistake, every single secret that Team Flash has done since Barry created Flashpoint. All of it added up to Savitar coming back. Everything. So, what did I all tell you pretty much from when they threw that stone into frickin' Speed Force? Why are you throwing into the Speed Force? He's probably there. He's probably there. That's where it most likely would be. And boom, he was there. That's where future Barry put him, in the Speed Force. Because it's the only place that a speedster can't get out of, and it'll be a trap. I knew this before they threw it in. It's like, as soon as they said, oh, let's throw it in the Speed Force. Yes, let's throw the fastest speedster that you've ever seen into a place where only speedsters can go and only speedsters can react to things inside of it. Yes, and that's probably where he is. Because he's not existing in any other dimension or anything like that. And when he appears, he seems to come out of the Speed Force. Really? Really? So yeah, it was... that was... I saw that coming a mile away. I mean, I think everyone did. I think it's not something that, was hard to miss. I mean, come on. Seriously? And then, basically, from there, all of it, like, the whole way Savitar got out of the Speed Force is because they pushed Wally, because, basically, Flashpoint gave Savitar the idea for Wally becoming Kid Flash. So then he just used that. He used it. He used Flashpoint as the idea, created Wally, and pretty much manipulated Wally into giving him the damn stone, to creating him to be the person who replaces him in the Speed Force. Because basically, like, one has to be there or else it won't work. Like, one speedster has to be in there, or I guess something bad will happen. We don't know yet. Nothing's really been said. And so it's all Barry's fault. It's all Barry's fault. Like, I think most of the time the bad things that happen is Barry's fault, but this one was hugely on Barry. Like training Wally to become faster and faster instead of training yourself to be faster. I mean, come on. Seriously? It's like getting someone else to do your job. It's like, no. Do your damn job. And then allowing Wally to be, I guess he did it himself, but why wouldn't they click on to this? Yo, he got his powers from Savitar. So of course he's going to be a little off. Of course he's going to be more susceptible to Savitar being connected to him. His powers are connected to him. I just think that was, I know this is all just a TV show and they're all scripted and stuff, but it just seemed very stupid to me. A lot of it seemed very stupid. And then, basically all of it accumulated up to Wally being the gullible guy that he is, thinking that the only way to get rid of the small piece of the Philosopher's Stone that somehow Caitlin had, that there was nothing leading up to this of seeing her, like, stash it away or experimenting on something that's trying to hide it or anything. I don't remember anything like that. She just suddenly walked out with a piece of the Philosopher's Stone. It was like, when did you get that? When did that happen? I don't know. It was so weird to me that happened. And, like, why wasn't anyone affected by this? Why didn't anyone, like, the mind thing happen to people? Or, Sabotage show up earlier? But in a way, her mistake was the only reason that Savitar couldn't get back earlier. Because if no one thrown that piece in, he couldn't get out. But it was because Wally threw it in, that's when Savitar could get out. And yeah, it was one of those episodes where just everything that I think everyone knew that was going to happen happened. You know, and it was all bad stuff. We all knew what was going to happen. Also, I guess we should say the wedding is off. For the moment anyway. Basically, Wally, because we all saw Wally kind of have like this tussle with Savitar, and Barry kind of freaks out on him, saying like, "Oh, he's a spy for Savitar," and all the rest of it. Barry was very, I don't know. He just seemed very off kilter. Like he's like very like worried that Savitar was like watching him, and like he has to do stuff. He forced Julian multiple times to channel Savitar. Just he has to do it. No, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. And then like Caitlin always made him do it. It's like, dude, the guy is channeling this bad dude that controlled him for years, and you have no sympathy for him. Nothing. And it seemed very off kilter and very fearful through this entire episode. And I think that was the big thing. And he even says at the end, like, all this is because of my fear. Everything was because of my fear. And yeah, he just seemed that way through the entire episode. And yeah, so Wally, because of all that, kind of wants to figure out like how he's going to take on Savitar to save Iris. So he gets Cisco to jump him back to the whole moment when it happens. And he watches all happen, and he took it really hard. And then when he goes and sees Iris when she's dead, she has no wedding ring on. So, of course, that clicks. That's why you did it, Barry. And he basically goes back to Barry and goes, "Why don't you tell my sister why you really asked her to marry her? Go on, tell her." And it was because Barry wanted to change the future. He wanted to change the future. He knew that if she had a ring on, that it was something different. That maybe it could affect where Iris was. You know, maybe it'll affect what will happen. And yeah, that's really it. And all of it accumulates up to basically her realizing this and Barry just doing things for the wrong reason. Like all the time. Like his fear of him losing Iris is so overdone. Like so built up that he's even willing to marry her too early. Like even she says like, "Well, we did move in together after a rash decision, and then several weeks later, you asked me to marry, like, her to marry him." Even I said that was a little quick. I don't know the exact timeline that we're on, but that was really quick. So yeah, that was something that happened, and by the end of it, yeah, she's not gonna marry him. Poor dude's like beaten up, has a piece of Sabotage sword in his like thing just been ripped out. He's like weak and all the rest of it. And Wally's just been taken. And then he looks down and she's got no ring on. And like crushes him. So yeah. That was interesting. That was like I said, every secret that they've kept is coming out. And they do this so much. Like, oh, I want to do this by myself. Oh, I want to do this by myself. Oh, I want to do this by myself. You have three freaking speedsters with a whole bunch of geniuses, and some reason you want to do everything yourself. Like, you know, Wally wants to do everything himself. You know, Barry always wants to go off and do stuff for himself. Doesn't want to include anyone on what's going on. Doesn't want to, like, maybe tell Iris, like, maybe we should start thinking of other things to do to help thing. Like, maybe getting married or something like that. Like, maybe including her in the decision-making, maybe. It's a very superhero thing, you know? Every comic book stuff does it. Like, you know, Superman does this stuff all the time with Lois and all that. Like, he just goes off and does things by himself. You know, doesn't consult anyone and it all blows up in his face. Every superhero does this. Every single one. It's a big superhero trope. And unfortunately, Flash just does this over and over again. Like, over and over. And they swear, like, okay, no more secrets. No more keeping things. La, 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 la. Please. And then like 2 episodes later, oh, we're gonna make another secret now. Oh, we're gonna do this now. It gets old a little quick, and I think it's a bad thing. That is a bad thing. Like I get the whole like, superheroes want to keep secrets and they want to protect people and they think it's the best way to protect people. But when you constantly use that as an excuse for things that are happening, it can get old. It can get old. It's like, really, you're gonna do this again, and we know it's gonna blow up in your face. It's very on the nose. You know what I mean? And it gets a bit poor. Like, it gets a bit boring. I think is a better term for that. And then yeah, basically Wally just going crazy. Seeing Sabotage everywhere. He gets beaten up in an alley by him. And yeah, it's like we've all kind of figured, his powers are connected to Sabotage, so he's more of a connection to him. And he's just a pawn. He's literally just a pawn that Sabotage created because Barry gave him the idea through Flashpoint that's all Wally is a pawn for Sabotage. And just as a substitute for him to throw into the Speed Force so that he can get out. And when he got pulled in the Speed Force, that was a brutal scene. Like, the way it was like tearing his things off and all the rest of it, and like his suit got ripped apart. He's like screaming for Barry to help him. Barry did nothing, by the way. He did absolutely nothing when he did it. Like, he just stood there like, I don't know what you could do. I mean, there's nothing that could stop the Speed Force from pulling you in, but he just stood there and did nothing. And yeah, he just gets pulled in, and like, you see Joe and you see Iris, and they're like, thing can't watch. Like, people can't watch. It was quite brutal for Flash. Like, there's probably the most sort of, I don't know, realist, painful looking scene that I've seen in a while out of Flash. So it was good to see, but like, it's definitely something that we all kind of saw coming, I think. And I think that's the biggest problem with Flash right now, is that we see a lot of this stuff coming. Like, it's big. That's what Arrow has over Flash. Like, this is spoilers for Arrow, by the way. I have done this in my other videos. With the whole Prometheus thing, right? We never saw Prometheus, who Adrian Chase being Prometheus. We never saw that coming, ever. Like, I didn't. We all thought he was Vigilante. Flash, you see everything coming. You see all of it coming. And I think that's a big problem with this series, is that a lot of it they don't hide well. They don't hide any of it well. And like, I don't know. And I mean, they're like super hinting like who Savitar is. Like, you're saying like, oh, how like a good myth and all that. And I'm trying to think, like, who is that? Is that Julian? I know I've heard someone say that. So it's going to be interesting to see who he is. I have a feeling it's Julian. Like, maybe like he somehow put this Julian into this timeline, and then the future Julian is Savitar. I'm not sure. Through this episode, I actually thought it was Wally. When he was saying what he was saying, and that how, Barry was there through his creation. And when those things came out to like stick to Wally, I thought they were going to put Savitar's armor on him. I was like, oh. Like, because that was a feeling I had through this episode, was like, because the way Barry and him were breaking down and their stuff was going bad, and like how, Wally's speed was increasing, I was like, is this right? Could this be Wally? I'm not sure. This is future stuff, so I'm not sure if we've seen this person yet. But they definitely know each other. That he knows Barry very well. And he calls everyone by their first names. Like, he calls them Joe, like Joe West Joe, and everyone he knows who they are. And it could be Julian. It really could. So that's going to be an interesting thing. And in that fight, there's a fight after Sabotage comes through and is actually there in person. Barry actually showed a bit of like what Flash should be. You know, like fighting back, you know, using his speed in good ways, and, you know, pretty much got on top of Sabotage and almost got his helmet off. It's just Sabotage had a bit more power to throw him away, and then stabbed, you know, Barry with his sword. And then, like, you know, Barry using the vibration and snapping it off, you know, that was pretty cool. So it's going to be interesting to see who he is. I do have a feeling it's Julian, but I don't know if he can he be two bad guys? Maybe. I guess Zoom's been two people before, so I've done it before. I don't know. It's going to be very interesting. Imagine if it was freaking like Eddie Thorne or something like that. I don't know. Very interesting. I don't know. Because the way he was talking about all the personal stuff. It's like he knows these people. So he's one of the group. What else was there in this one? But yeah, it was a lot of them just fucking up and getting punished for it. I think that's the biggest thing. That this episode punished all of their like mess ups and their lies and their, you know, secret keeping, and that, you know, just Barry being stupid, really. Just Barry being stupid and doing stupid things without thinking all the time. And yeah, that was really what this episode came down to. I did like the fight between him and Sabotage. I thought that was really good. I like Sabotage's look. I swear, if you look at Sabotage, like, at his feet, it looks like he's wearing glowing sneakers. Like, if you look at it, the way his feet is shaped look like sneakers. Like, I don't know what type of sneaker, but yeah, it looks like full on like a sneaker. I was like, I don't know. Future tech armor like that, I don't know if they would have like sneakers on their feet, but it's interesting. But yeah, I like his look. I do like Sabotage's look. The whole Caitlyn thing with the thing, like I said, we never knew that was coming, so we've been through that. The whole Julian and her, him feeling very betrayed by her is interesting. Yeah, they, you know, Julian kissed her, and then, you know, kind of got weird from there, and then, yeah, he just feels really betrayed by her because she thinks that the only reason that she brought him in was that they could cure her powers. And it probably was, to be honest. Probably was the main reason. I just don't think she would like him, but turns out she did. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with those two. And see if she actually does become Killer Frost. That's going to be another thing too. Does she take on that mantle as Killer Frost at some point? There'll be an episode about that, that's for sure. I mean, we're coming down to it, though. We are coming down to, like, the last few episodes now in this season, so big stuff's on the way. I'm not sure about that, the duet one with Supergirl. I think it's a Supergirl episode with Flash, a crossover. It's a whole singing one. I'm not sure about it. We'll soon find out. We'll soon find out about that one. But yeah, that was pretty much the episode. I mean, all up, I think it was better than last week's one. Last week's one was that gorilla fight still gets me. It was like so. I mean, the fight between Grodd and Solivar was really cool. But you had Flash and Speedster sitting there doing nothing. So yeah, but we've already been through that. But yeah, this episode was pretty good. It wasn't, a lot of it was just on the nose. We knew it was coming. We knew this stuff was coming. And I think that's probably the biggest problem with Flash right now, is that you see so much of it coming, it's not funny. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Just FYI, guys, I am off to Boston tomorrow. I'll be in Boston for PAX East. We're going to have a lot of PAX East content. up on the channel. So daily wrap-ups of what's going on, stuff like that. So if you are into gaming stuff, you're into gaming conventions, things like that, what's going on with it, that stuff will be up on the channel. I'm heading over there tomorrow. I've got like a 18+ hour flight, multiple flights to get there. That's like 18 hours in the air generally, and then I got a bunch of layovers, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So for Arrow, that means it's all going to be dependent on if I can watch the actual episode or not, whether I can get it up. If I can, it will probably be a day late, because I'll have to somehow watch it over there, because I won't get there in time to see it on TV. So I don't know if there'll be reruns or like if I can get it online or something like that. It's all going to depend on whether I can watch it. If I can, it will be up a day late because I'll have to, do it and edit it. And by the time I get there, it will be Thursday. So yeah, it'll be a day after it actually comes out. But yeah, that's thing. And also for Rebels as well. Rebels, I'm probably will be able to watch it. So hopefully, I'll be able to do one too. And they'll be up like normal. They'll probably be, it may even be earlier because I can see it right then and there. Not sort of like at the end of the day. So we'll see. But yeah, that's the whole, that's going to be a whole different thing through this, for the next sort of 5 days. There'll be a lot of PAX content up on this channel. Going back to my gaming roots a bit more. I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it. I enjoy going over to cons and stuff like that. This will be my second big con in the States that I've been to. I went to PAX West last year, so I enjoy it. I enjoy that stuff. And yeah, so that's what I'll be doing. But anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you to all new subscribers, the new viewers, the commenters, the dislikes, all the stuff. Thank you very much. I do appreciate all of it. Thank you for taking a chance on this small little channel of mine. If you want to join us, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. That way you'll know when new stuff comes up. I'll be back Wednesday morning here, and we get it here on Wednesday. So I should be back. My very first video for after getting back will be the next week's Flash. So that way we'll be up to date with that anyway. So yeah, so we do this for Flash, CW, on CW, and Arrow. We do this for both those two. And we also do it for Star Wars Rebels. So if you're a bit of a Star Wars fan, go check out those ones. We just got the latest one up there, Secret Cargo. Very good episode. Amazing episode. Fantastic. Go watch it. If you haven't watched Rebels is really good if you're a Star Wars fan. It's very good. Season 1's a bit low. Season 2's where it really kicks off. Trust me. Trust me on that one. Also, yeah, like I said, we're going to have PAX content coming up on the channel. We got a game review right now for Ghost Recon Wildlands. So whether to buy it or not, that sort of thing is on there. So go check that out. Also, guys, I'm a Twitch streamer. So that's another reason why I'm going to PAX East. So go check us out on Twitch, twitch.tv/AverageKiwiGuy07. Still waiting to change my name to AverageKiwiGuy. So come on, Twitch, please. Can you help me out here? I've given you back the name. Let me have it back now to change my main channel. Don't ask. Don't ask. So yeah, so go hit that follow button. That way you guys will know when I go live. We stream pretty much every week. Obviously, I won't be here for the next few times and the next few days, but we'll be back next week. Big game coming up is Mass Effect Andromeda. I am a huge Mass Effect fan, so trust me when I say we're going to be streaming the shit out of that one. I can guarantee you that. Actually thinking about a 24-hour stream for that, so maybe. And also, yes, AverageKiwiGuy on the socials. Twitter, Instagram. Be a whole bunch of PAX stuff going up there as I'm over there. Boston stuff. Me freezing cold. Really, Boston? I'm coming from summer and it's in winter well, pretty much winter. I think are we almost in fall yet over there? Are we in, well, you guys be in spring. Are we almost in fall? I don't know. The freaking seasons are messed up, so I don't know. But yeah, it's cold. There are snow flurries. I am not used to that. I'm not. Like the coldest we get here is like maybe it's -1 in the morning. I looked, one of the highs is -1. That this is Celsius, by the way, not Fahrenheit. So I'm gonna freeze. But yeah. All right, guys, that's it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch us next time. Peace.